G'day there, my name's Roman, and 3 months ago I sold everything in Australia and moved here to live in Malaysia. And in this video I want to discuss, was it worth it? Was it worth all the troubles, all the headaches, all the chaos that I went through to move here to Malaysia? So let's find out. So before I get into is it worth it, I want to talk a little bit about what I had to get through to get here, to really paint you a picture of what I had to go through to just bloody get here. Because I went from having no idea I was moving to Malaysia to then wanting to move to Malaysia, and then within 2 months I sold everything in Australia, became a non-resident and moved here to Malaysia. I would not recommend doing it so fast because it was absolute chaos. Literally, I sold my work car on the day I was leaving. So I had someone come, I had to drop off my car at the train station, do all the transfers, sign all the papers, sort all that out, finalize that, jump onto a train and catch a train to my brother's place, where from there he dropped me off at the airport and I flew here to Malaysia. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. But for me there was, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I really knew if I didn't just take the leap and do it back then and do it so quickly, I might have not have gone through with it. So for me, I know it was the right thing to do at that time, to do it that way, and I just had to trust that things would work out and I would work things out. And still here, after 3 months later, I'm still finalizing stuff in Australia and finishing things off, because it's, my whole life, whatever I fit into my suitcases, that's all I took, that's it. And I never been to Malaysia, I've never been here. It was a huge risk for me. So why did I take that huge risk to move to a whole new country that I've never been to? But basically, because in Australia, I couldn't get ahead. I didn't set myself up when I was younger, and now the cost of living, like everything was just, like I couldn't get ahead, and I didn't feel as I could get to where I wanted to be. I'm 40 years old, I had hardly any savings, was living week to week. I had a good income, but could barely survive in Australia. And I tried to do a few different things back in Australia, to do some side hustles, to do this kind of content creation, to do an online business. But it was so difficult to do because I was running my own business back in Australia, I was in construction. So life was hard, and then to come home and to create content and do all of those things, just felt I would do it for a short period of time and then I would burn out, and then I would stop, and then I would start and stop and start and stop, and you get the picture. And when this opportunity came that I could actually move here and potentially live here, I jumped at it. And it's not that I have it all figured out. I don't have a lot of money. I didn't save a ton of money. I came here with around $13,000. I don't have a job here, and I'm focusing on creating content. I've invested into the market, but that's still not doing too well. But I know eventually it will pick up. I'm just have to be patient, but it's super stressful. I'm banking that things will turn out the way that they need to. So it is super stressful, but is all that stress worth it? After being here for 3 months, for me, it really is. For me, it really is. Because for me, being here just feels right. And the life for me here is very different. And that's one of the reasons why I moved from Australia, is because I didn't want to be in construction for the rest of my life. Yes, it's fine now when I'm young, but to continue construction for the rest of my life, I didn't want to do that. But at the same time, I didn't know what else to do because I needed a certain amount of money to earn to be able to sustain my lifestyle. And it wasn't a very lavish and expensive lifestyle. For me, moving to Malaysia was about changing my life and creating a new lifestyle for long-term sustainability and to have a different life long-term. In the short term, yes, it's super stressful. It's hard not having an income and having to live here and try to figure it out while I'm here. But at the same time, I would rather go through this process and in the long term have a different life. Back in Australia, I was so comfortable. I had a good income, I was taken care of in certain ways, but I just didn't see a bright future. And that was really difficult. Where for me here, it's the opposite. Yes, it's obviously difficult at the moment trying to adjust to a new country, not having an income, as I mentioned, trying to create content, learning a lot of this stuff. It's difficult and it has its own stresses and challenges. But at the same time, I would rather have these stresses and challenges than the ones that I did back home. And it's always a trade-off. Nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing is always going to be amazing in every way. But at the same time, I see my future being so much more brighter while I live in Malaysia. And as I was saying, the lifestyle for me here suits me. We are all different. We need different things. But for me, Malaysia is a perfect place to set up my base. Because I'm living now in the city and I like this lifestyle. We're back in Australia. I was living more in the suburbs. It was just work, home, work, home. I didn't see anyone. I didn't do anything before coming to Malaysia. I haven't been on a holidays for about 10 years overseas. My life was very limited and very small. But since coming to Malaysia, for me, it feels right because since coming here, my life has been so different. I've met so many amazing people. People have just come into my life and have helped me and supported me. So here in Malaysia, I've had so many more opportunities. For me, it's worked here so far. I feel I have achieved more in the last 2 months than I have had back home in Australia in the last 10 years in the results that I have gotten here and the people I've met and the opportunities that I've had. I've been invited to a Malaysian wedding by a local. I've been camping. I've explored Malaysia with local people and got to experience different foods and different cultures. And yeah, for me here, something is working, something feels aligned, and I love the country itself. The city is beautiful, the weather is amazing. I like the warmer weather. I function better in warmer weather. I didn't like the cold back in Australia. So for me, it feels really good being here. I love the food. I've been here for 3 months and there's nothing that I miss from back home. There's nothing that I'm craving at the moment from back home. I feel like I'm integrating really well into this country. And for different people, they're going to have different experiences around moving to another country. And that's why Malaysia has really felt like home for me, because from the first week, from day one, I really felt comfortable here. I felt safe here. The people are amazing. The people are welcoming, especially if you're a person that's warm, you're genuine, you smile at people, and that's what I've noticed. You give a little bit in Malaysia and you get 1,000 times back. And that feels amazing. I haven't experienced that anywhere else, where you give a little bit of your energy, good vibes, smiles, and you just get so much in return. Like when I went to the Merdeka, which was the Malaysian Independence Day, I had the most amazing experience. People were so happy, so vibrant. Everyone was saying hello, everyone was waving. That's same as a sarong festival that I went to, a Karatapi sarong festival. People again were so smiling, so friendly, and I really love the festivities here. I enjoy them because people are so vibrant, they're so colorful, the city just comes alive, and I've really enjoyed this part of Malaysia, and I feel like I came at a really good time. There were so many festivities, there was so much going on, and it's just been so much fun here. And as I mentioned, I've had, yeah, just really amazing people come into my life. People have reached out to me on Instagram, have taken me to lunch, to dinner, and people here just want me to experience Malaysia in the most amazing way. People just want me to have a good time here. They want me to enjoy Malaysia. They want me to enjoy my stay here. What Malaysia feels like for me is when, I don't know if you've ever had someone come from overseas, some family, and you just want to show them around the city, the place that you're living. And that's how I feel here, that strangers are treating me like family. When I've been only here for 3 months now, this is coming up to 3 months. And that's such an amazing experience. As I said, I haven't experienced that before anywhere. So for me, this definitely feels like home. For me, the challenges, the struggles, the chaos feels worth it for me because of my life here in Malaysia. And if I didn't take those risks, if I didn't go for it, I wouldn't be living this life. And I can't wait to explore more of the city because I've experienced probably like 2 to 3% here. I barely have seen Malaysia, and I have already had such an amazing experience. My daily life consists of, creating content, sit by the pool, have some lunch. I have my routines here, so my everyday life is pretty much your typical day of a normal person. I don't live an extravagant life where I go to restaurants all the time and I'm out and about. I eat local food all the time. So yeah, that's kind of been my experience of my last 3 months. I've got to experience so much. I've got to meet so many amazing people. And I'm so, so grateful that I took the leap of faith, I took the plunge and trusted my gut, because that's what it was. I looked at many, many other places when I was thinking about moving to another country, your usual Bali, Thailand, Philippines, and Vietnam. So I looked at all those countries, but for me, Malaysia, there was an energy that called me, that pulled me, and I trusted that. And I'm so glad I did. Because yeah, I'm loving it here so far, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for me. And I forgot to add the most important thing, and I've mentioned it many times before, but I want to say it again. I just want to thank all the Malaysian people who have been so welcoming, so friendly, so supportive. I still can't fathom the generosity and the level of love that you show me is yeah, incredible. Yeah, it's pretty touching to receive so much support and love. I really, really thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, I can't wait to keep exploring this country, and I can't wait to meet more of you. And thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I think that's all that I've got for you for the moment. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.